but here you're giving really practical. Why is it so important to really just give these practical tools? I mean, and why did you put that in the book?
Yeah, because revival, right? It's such a big word, and you go to the big dream, and then without going like, but what does that mean today? What are our steps now? There's a huge gap, and besides, let's pray for it. We don't really know what to do next. So we really wanted to take that to a place where we could have some accessibility. Like, this is our next step. This is where we're gonna go. This is how we can long together. And we just felt that was really important because one thing we know, right? Revivals always start small, right? It's a number. Revivals always start small, and then they sort of catch fire from a group of people, and they go on from either relational angles, and God could do that with a bunch of different groups at the same time and bring them together, but they always start small. So that's one thing to pay attention to, is that mustard seed. And I think that's true. The other kind of obvious thing that we say is no revival happens without revived people. Right? We just like that almost seems so obvious, but then you got to think about like, oh, if we want to see revival, then we've got to ask revival to start with us. So much so, right? Gypsy Smith, the old quote was like, when asked about revival, he said, go into a closet, close the door, draw a chalk circle around yourself, and ask God to start revival within that circle. And I think it's that idea then. So how would you do that? Right? How would we ask God to start revival in us? That's where we're breaking it down. Consecration. Here's some things you can do. Seek the calling that the Lord has put in your heart. Okay, now that you're in this, how do you contend and keep laboring away? Because it's at that place that if revival doesn't show up for you, right, in that next 3, 5, 10, 20 years, what is our posture? What do we do in the meantime?